Hello, everybody. My name's Nirav Shet, and I'm going to walk us through a meditation technique. Again, described beautifully in this verse around how we sit to meditate. What are the simple steps, and then what is it we're trying to achieve through meditation? Okay, so there's really this practice is called Jyoti Meditation or inner light meditation, and this whole focus is around going beyond the darkness into the light. And this is not a metaphor, okay? There's actually light within us, which we can experience, which is coming from God, the divine light of God, okay? That's what Jyoti is. And the references to the creative power, inner light, inner sound, are given in all the Vedas and Upanishads around either they call it Vak or Udgit or Om. All these are references to this creative power. And that power manifests within us as light and sound. So the whole process of tapping into the light is tapping into the power of God, and therefore going from darkness to the light and towards God, which is our true purpose of life. Okay, so with that, I'm just going to focus on the simple steps of this practice. So step number one, as described here, is to find a comfortable pose, preferably sitting, but there's no specific pose required. Just be comfortable so you can be still for a while without moving, okay? The second step is to gently close our eyes. So what's happening is our senses, they keep us occupied in the world outside, and they're dragging our soul outside in the world. But because we want to tap into our soul and tap into our true nature, we don't want that to be dragged in the world outside. Therefore, the senses need to be shut down. So we keep our eyes closed. There's no talking, no eating, no smelling, and no touching. Okay, so all five senses shut down. That's step number two. Step number three is to repeat any name of God that is special for you. You can say Om here, if that's okay, or whatever name is of preference for you. Keep repeating that in your mind, not out loud. And what's going to happen is that's going to keep the mind occupied with a task. Because the mind, as you know, is a creature of habit. It gives us thoughts all the time. So because we cannot still the mind, we want to keep it busy with the task. And we ask it to repeat the name of God so it keeps busy and it won't send you as many thoughts during meditation. Okay, so that's step number three. And step number four is to just keep your attention focused in the middle in front of you with your eyes closed, keeping your eyeballs straight, gently closed, and keep looking in the middle there. What's going to happen is the more focused we get, we're going to experience light from within us. That light could be any color: white, yellow, golden, orange, red, purple. Could be flashes, could be swirls, or you might just see darkness for a while. That's fine. Just keep your attention focused in the middle of whatever you're seeing and keep repeating those names of God. Okay, so that's the high-level description of this practice of inner light meditation. I'm going to repeat the steps, and then we're going to meditate together for about 5 to 6 minutes. Okay, so again, find a comfortable pose. Gently close your eyes. Repeat any name of God that is special for you in your mind. And then keep your attention focused in the middle in front of you with your eyes closed. Now, whenever thoughts come, which they will, please don't get discouraged. It's normal. Just let the thought go and refocus your attention back to the center and back to repeating those names of God. As I mentioned, with time and practice and the grace of God, we'll experience light within you. Just keep your attention focused in the middle of whatever you're seeing and keep repeating those names of God. So I wish you a happy meditation. We'll go for about 5 minutes. So I just wanted to share a few tips about the practice. That first of all, how long should we meditate, right? And so today we did 5 minutes, which is a great start, but there's no upper limit. The longer, the better. Okay, so I would ask you to gradually start increasing the time. Today did 5, next day do 6, keep increasing. The longer you meditate, the more benefits you'll see. Okay, and all of us take some time to just get to a calmer state and get the benefits. So maybe 10, 15 minutes should be a goal with the next few weeks. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing is, what is the best time to meditate? And so that's actually the early morning time. They call it the Amrit Mela, right? Between 3 to 6 a.m. So if you can do that, that'll be ideal. Okay. But if that doesn't work in your schedule, you're just not a morning person, first thing in the morning when you wake up would be a great time to meditate. So just set the alarm a little earlier and then use that time to meditate. You'll see it's much more effective at that time because your mind is fresh. You just have some sleep. All the worldly stuff hasn't taken over in your minds and is calm around you. So that's maybe the best time. If that doesn't work, then try the time which works every day, maybe lunchtime, maybe evening, but try to keep the same time every day because the mind is a creature of habit. So if you can do the same time every day, you'll stop resisting the meditation, and maybe eventually, once you start seeing the benefits, it'll ask you to meditate. Okay, so that's how the mind works. And lastly, there are a lot of techniques where you focus on breathing, but in this technique, we don't worry about breathing. Okay, we want to go beyond the body and tap into our soul, right? So we don't want to focus on anything physical like the breathing. We just let it go naturally and just focus in front of you with our eyes closed and keep repeating that name of God in your mind. So I just want to leave you with those 3 tips. And I know there were some questions. If you have any questions, please ask.
There's one question by Anandi in the chat. So what do you do when your mind wanders? Physically,
Yes.
breathing, and other elements.
Yes. Yeah, so I just mentioned don't focus on breathing in this technique because you want to go beyond the body. In terms of keeping the mind steady, that is, of course, the most difficult thing during meditation. Just like everything else in life, a little practice will go a long way. And also doing a longer meditation will help a lot. So, but one simple technique is, whenever the thought comes, just let it go and refocus your attention back to the center and back to repeating that name of God. So we call that constant refocusing. That's the most important thing in meditation. So even though people think you're just sitting still doing nothing, it's actually a very active process because you're constantly refocusing whenever thoughts come. So thought comes, let it go, refocus. Again, thought comes, let it go, refocus. So you keep bringing your attention back to the center and back to repeating the name of God. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, as I mentioned, longer meditation. Okay. And tip number 3, the gap between the words. So for example, let's say you're saying Om. Okay. So you're going Om, Om, Om in your mind. Okay. And you're getting a lot of thoughts, then we can reduce the gap. We can go Om, Om, Om. So the longer the gap, more thoughts can come in. So therefore, keeping the gap shorter will also minimize your thoughts coming as well. So I thought I'll leave you with three tips to answer a question. Okay.
I had a question. Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I had the question about meditation. So you should not focus on breathing during meditation. What I have been taught is like Om, like you say Om and then you inhale and you exhale. Is that not helpful?
There are various ways of doing it. I hope, are you going to answer it, Nirav?
Yes. Yes. So again, there are different techniques of meditation, right? And some of them are focused on breathing, and those work well. Okay. But in this technique, since it's a spiritual practice, we are trying to achieve dhyana and go within. We don't want to focus on breathing. But what you can do is to maybe calm the mind before, do some breathing exercises and calm your mind by doing a pre-meditation exercise. So you can use that as a way to calm down first. And then when you get to meditation, that time, don't focus on breathing. How's that?
Whatever suits you. As a matter of fact, you want to use the technique. Sometimes I use it. You got to go Soham if you want to. You're breathing in and breathing out. Basically, that I'm it. But basically, my mantra is basically Om Namah Shivaya. Basically, that's what I'm concentrating on Shiva. Because the qualities I'm going to describe next Sunday will be the qualities of Shiva. So we'll go about it. But use your technique as Neeraj is beautifully described. No one method is only method. That's the beauty of our faith tradition. You can any method as long as you're consistent, concentrate, and focus. Am I right, Neeraj?
Dr. Sane, this is Sundi.
Yes.
Just wanted to thank you and Nirav for another insightful session. But one question I have, probably to both yourself and to Nirav, it was asked in the text also, when the mind wanders, how do you get back into control. Really a follow-up to that, I think Nirav said it is more of a thought. It is not a physical exercise. But for beginners, what are the tips? How do you calm your mind? Even in the 5 minutes, it was running all over the place, for me at least.
So, so let me tell you, it's a journey. And even I don't have a calm mind even now after 18 years of meditation. So it's a journey, okay? But it gets better and better. And it really matters how much you practice it. So that's why I would say just start with it. Keep trying, keep doing the technique, the 3 tips I shared with you today. Try that and keep increasing the time every day. You'll see you'll get better. Patience and perseverance.
Thank you for that. Many years ago, more than 18 years, 30 years ago, I did a camp at Vipassana. I'm sure you're familiar
Yes.
with Vipassana,
Yes.
looking inside, right? And of
Right.
course, the meditation modality there is breathing,
Breathing based.
sensing your
Absolutely.
breathing, right?
Yeah,
And it was a
absolutely.
week-long camp, right? In my undergraduate days, I'm dating myself. But it was a process. The first 2-3 days were brutal, and then it got better as it progressed.
Yes.
And I'm just reflecting on that as you and Dr. Sani Uncle were sharing your insights. So thank you for
No,
that.
absolutely. Yeah, even I started my meditation with the breathing-based technique. I did that for many years. And then I started into the inner light meditation, which is more of a spiritual practice. So you can start with any of those first if you want, if that's easier. But then eventually we want to get to the practice of inner light because that's the higher practice of meditation. So you can start here, or you can come to my classes. We can do it together. Doing it in a group setting also helps a lot. All of us benefit. And we have some discussion as well. So you can join there and we can go on the journey together. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just be
Thank you,
patient.
Nirav.
Don't
Thank
try to
you.
be a doctor. Just be patient.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sani Uncle.